Hello everyone, Mark here, Marx Max Muscle, and we have a fantastic, a whale of a comparison, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term. These are two of the greatest of all time in Ronnie Coleman and in Phil Heath. And I know in both cases they have a lot of haters, in particular the Ronnie Coleman haters towards this 2002 version. It was his leanest version, his leanest Olympia winning version, that is, of course. And Phil Heath, 2015, after the dispute he had in 2014 with he got the moniker Phil the Gut Heath, with all due respect to Phil. I do not use that nickname. I respect this man. But anyway, he came back in 2015, leaner than ever. And I have to say, this is a fan request, of course, but to be honest, guys, this was one of Ronnie's worst versions. And on the contrary, this lean Phil version, this is one of his best, to be honest. So I think, honestly, Ronnie will be in trouble. We don't really need to judge the front relaxed because we have no rear relaxed to speak of. There was none of Phil Heath. So we're going to go right into the front double bicep pose, and I will address this right now. I personally cannot stand not doing symmetry rounds. So as much as it annoys you guys, it annoys me doubly, but I will not judge a front relaxed if I don't have a rear relaxed. But anyway, Phil Heath is dominating in this front double bicep pose. Now, one of Phil's arms a little bit smaller than the other. You can see that plain as day. And Ronnie Coleman's, did he even work out his right arm there? It looks like it's non-existent. So with any asymmetry of Phil Heath, it goes triply, quadruply with Ronnie Coleman. And if you don't know what quadruple means, well, you got double, you got triple, and then 4 is quadruple. I don't know what the 5 is. But anyway, on to the front lat spread. And I like Ronnie Coleman a little bit better in this one. He is taller, of course, and when it comes to the front lat spread, being taller and having a wider clavicle, let's face it, it is an advantage, and Ronnie Coleman has both of those against Phil Heath. But can I give Ronnie Coleman a point here? Well, I don't really give points. But can I give him the victory? Because Phil Heath, when I look at his lats, when I single out his lats, a good Phil Heath version, he had a darn good front lat spread. And when it is close in the upper body, I look down at the legs. Ronnie's winning on the quads, for sure. But those little tiny calves, and they are drawn out here big time by Phil Heath, who has an awesome set of calves. So coming out of the two front poses, I would give Phil an edge. It was close in the front lat, but I would give Phil an edge. Unfortunately, this is the only side chest pose I could find of Ronnie Coleman. Yes, he does appear to be a lot taller than Phil in a lot of the pictures. Phil bends at the knees. Okay, guys? He bends at both of the knees. Ronnie Coleman keeps his far leg straight. But really, it's unfair to judge this one because the side chest was always back and forth between these two, depending on the versions. But anyway, here in the side tricep, and you can see this. Now, Ronnie Coleman's 2002, yes, I agree, one of his worst. But in the side tricep, this was one of his best poses, or the best version for this pose, I should say. No, he's not defeating the doctor. I mean, look at Phil Heath, guys. Look at his tricep alone. But compare this Ronnie Coleman side tricep with any other Ronnie, and I'm telling you. And that's kind of why I don't really want to automatically give Phil the side chest, because Ronnie's side chest may have been just as superb here in 2002. We don't have a good shot of it. But like I said, guys, Ronnie, as good as he is, he's actually close to the doctor here, but he's not beating him. He's not beating him. And we are diving right into the back poses, I guess. Ronnie Coleman, he definitely lacks some width here. He has the conditioning. Look at that lower back. One of the leanest versions of Ronnie Coleman. For a reason, guys. He was very depleted, but he was very dry. Look at those glutes. He's just destroying Phil in the lower half. For sure. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, guys, he's lacking I mean, one of his lats appears to be a little atrophy. Let's have another one of Ronnie Coleman. Actually, we have two. And he has the width in this one. He's not as dry. He's a little fuller. I don't know, guys. Dr. Phil, as I like to call him, Doctor. I'm sorry if it annoys some of you guys, but it's nicknames are nicknames. He looks so dry in the back department. Almost Dorian-esque, if you know what I mean. Just grainy. But that width. Ronnie Coleman is enormous, guys. What a tight decision. The rear double bicep. Ronnie is so huge. Phil is so perfect. And it is a tight decision for sure. So symmetrical is Phil Heath and so non-symmetrical. Ronnie is like a big cow. You know what I mean? Like a great big, you see them herding a one big bull through the barn and you can hear them walking. You can hear that cowbell, ding, 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 ding. Of course, Ronnie would have the gold medals around his neck, and that's it. That he is a big cow when he's walking backstage. He sounds like one coming, too. It's like a big animal with his cowbell, and that's his gold medals. But all jokes aside, guys, tight decision. I'm going to go with an even in the back poses. I give a slight edge to Ronnie in the lat. I'm going to give a slight edge to the doctor here. I'm tongue-tied. This is a tight decision, guys. I am flabbergasted. I thought this would have been a cakewalk for Dr. Phil. And in the ab and thigh, more confusion, guys. Dr. Phil, this is his lean version. I thought for sure would have been a cakewalk for a lot of the poses, in particular the ab and thigh. But guys, look at Ronnie. Superior V-taper, superior legs. Who's winning in the abs? Well, I think Dr. Phil is. He has that funny-looking belly button, though. And what a close decision, guys. This is definitely going to have to be a case where I'm going to have to go through all. Here's the final pose. I'm going to have to go through all of these poses again. Make my final decision because it's not even an easy one here in the most muscular. And if you think that Ronnie Coleman is just dominating because of his upper body size, I don't think so, guys. To me, the calves matter. And when you look at that aspect, Dr. Phil was winning in every shot. Every shot. It's like the conditioning with me. It's duly noted in every pose. Or you definitely do take note of it in every pose. Looky loose. We have a different most muscular. Hands on hips, I guess you could call it, for lack of a better term. And I seem to be beating around the bush a lot in this comparison. Because really, guys, it's impossible to judge these two. Ronnie's so much bigger, and in many ways just as, and maybe even more, conditioned. But then, on Phil's side, in other certain ways, he's the more conditioned man, more compact, more complete as well. But much smaller, much more narrow clavicle, things of that nature. I got a little star and asterisk around that torn or missing, shrunken bicep of Ronnie Coleman. That is a definite glaring omission. That and the calves, guys. Phil Heath scraped by with a victory in this one. But, guys, this is one of those situations where I am definitely not passionate about this victory at all. I am quite surprised, to be honest with you. Ronnie Coleman, 2002, gave Phil Heath more than a run for his money. And that says a lot, considering this is one of Phil's, in my opinion now, one of his best versions. Very lean. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this fan-requested comparison. Hit thumbs up on the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And go ahead and find me on Instagram, if you can find me. And follow me there. Have a great day, guys.